What's going on, Boss Fighters Familia? It's your boy Rain, aka Rain Raps, head of community here with the one and only CEO and founder of Boss Fighters, Vadim. We have a fantastic new edition of content coming in hot for each and every single one of y'all called the Dev Diaries. In the Dev Diaries, we're going to be talking about patch notes, improvements, the roadmap, and potential teasers. So without further ado, to keep it short, sweet, and to the point, let's dive straight into the patch notes. Vadim, what do we have cooking for Volume 1?
Okay. So currently we're focusing on major issues. So like the things like disconnections, which cause a lot of trouble for the community. I read all the comments. I see like the things that are happening. Obviously, we're not happy with these bugs popping off constantly. Yeah, this is the main priority right now for us to eliminate those pesky bugs. So some of them are caused by some engine problems. So we're patching the engine a little bit, the AOS setup, and things like that. So hopefully in the next patch, this will be improved. So we're currently testing these updates. And I mean, next patch is the Halloween event, which is coming next week. So yeah. So another thing is we're working on fixing the perks, fixing the balancing stuff. So we know that some of the perks are not active, and players love to merge items, love to select perks. So obviously this is the highest priority for us to fix the perks that not working as intended, or maybe just feel lackluster in comparison to other perks. So this is the update that is coming again in the next batch. So what else we're working on? So we're working on some additions to mechanics. So let's say like we introduced the energy spending mechanic for melee boss weapons, but it was like it is there, but we decided to improve it a little bit. So maybe we can call it a patch to this update, which is also coming in the next update. So we're doing this to address some gameplay issues that we see. So like the stun lock problem. So right now the idea is to make boss melee weapons to drain energy when you hit fighters. And when the energy goes to zero, basically like it switches back to the claw. So you can still grab the fighter with a claw, but it's a little bit it's a bit more difficult to use the claws than just a giant mace, right? To swing all around the place and toss fighters all around the map. So by draining energy, melee weapons will become a little bit more balanced. At least this is our intention with this patch. Obviously, this will take a little bit of time to balance, but again, we are happy to hear feedback on this. So these are like the major patch notes, major updates that are coming. There are a whole bunch of minor fixes that we add in, like the skin system, like some visual updates. Obviously, we're working on a lot of things right now. But again, our priority, and this is how we select bugs to fix, is to first prioritize the most critical things, like again, that break the game experience, and we want to eliminate them as soon as possible.
Okay, so Vadim, also too, one thing I wanted to touch on is, so obviously with the energy cooldown happening to the melee weapons of the bosses, that should make a better experience also with like the ragdoll effect, correct? Like
Yes, yeah. So
yeah.
this is this is the intent. So basically, like right now, if you equip a hammer or a mace as a boss, you basically can hit fighters infinitely, and you run into a problem, the stun lock problem, as we call it. So if you ragdolled as a fighter and the boss swings its mace all around you, so you basically cannot get up and continue fighting. So by adding energy cost to any melee damage of boss weapons, uh, like the boss will run out of energy eventually, and all the perks will apply to this. So boss can increase the physical damage, and the fighter can increase its physical resistance. So it's gonna be like a tug of war basically. But eventually after a hit or two, and it's not going to be like you can withstand 10 swings of the mace, or the boss can do 10 swings of the mace. It's going to be like probably 2 or 3 hits, and then it goes, it runs out of energy, and the boss has to do something else. So there's going to be a chance for a fighter to get up and run away.
Yeah, that's huge. That's huge because I do know, especially with a lot of the new player base as well. That's definitely one of the big things, right? We know this internally that like,
Yeah,
if you're not like skilled enough yet to understand where to be, how to rotate, you know, how to really have that team play initiative kind of around it. Yeah, I mean, as a fighter, especially going against really good bosses, you're kind of screwed. You're kind of screwed. So we're excited about this, and this should add a very, very positive experience, obviously, to existing players, but also the influx of new players we continue to get as well. Okay, so we got patch notes down. Let's move on to overall improvements. What do you have in mind with this, Vadim?
yeah. So and this is something that I can continue on. So now, following this topic of boss improvements, we know that PC boss experience is still far from the VR experience, which is understandable, and we want to improve this. I stated this multiple times that we will work on this experience, and in the next patch, we actually adding a thing that applies both to VR and to PC boss. But we call this like the uh, sort of like aiming help when you aim with a laser. So you know how it's notoriously difficult to hit a fighter with a laser when it's far away, right? So and the purpose of long range weapons for the boss obviously is to deal damage over a great distance. Right now the damage is huge, so we're gonna adjust this because there's new thing coming. So essentially, it's gonna work like this. There is like a small area around a fighter, and if you aim in fighter's proximity in this area, then the laser will snap automatically on a fighter. It's not a big area, so it's not gonna be like you can aim basically with your closed eyes. No, you still have to aim, but especially for VR, it's super hard to aim with this precise weapons. So we're trying to address this issue to make laser weapons and all the great cast weapons for the boss more viable. So this is actually a huge update for the boss, and it brings a whole new life to the laser weapons and all the weapons that use the same mechanic, which are also coming to the boss in the future. So yeah, this one I'm super excited because like the laser becomes a lot more viable weapon right now, and there's like you can mix those weapons. So you basically right now you can have a laser, you can have them all. So or maybe you can have like a toxic gun as the boss and the laser. So it also opens up a lot of build opportunities for the boss, and like you can stack up the energy perks on your weapons. Because right now all the weapons of the boss will drain energy, not only like the ranged weapons like the toxic gun or laser melee weapons as well. So this one is like the core gameplay update that is coming in the next patch as well.
Wow, that's huge. So, like, in super simple terms, it's almost like an aim assist, right? Like an aim assist
Yeah,
target
yeah,
lock. Okay. Yeah, wow, that is incredible.
yeah,
Yeah, because one thing I've always wanted to do as a boss, but it hasn't felt viable enough for me is, you know, I love running, and it's a little crazy, but I love running dual lasers. You know, dual lasers, and then
yeah.
playing, like, super ranged away as a boss, especially if I'm going against, like, guys with slime lobbers. It's like, people are going to rejoice with this. People are going to absolutely love this. I'm very excited for that. That's awesome. Great stuff, Adine. Very, very pumped up with that. A little bit of a side note here. I got to bring it up just a little bit. Now, do you remember in the original build, the boss weapon that we had called the Gravitron?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Okay.
It
Okay.
is there. It is there.
It is there. Okay, yeah, that's all that we got. It's all that people want to know. They just want to know, is it coming back?
It's coming back. It's coming back. And yeah, small teaser. The fighter is getting its own version of the gravity gun, so it's gonna be a full package, both for the boss and for the fighter. It's coming in the future. Right, right.
Wow, like, okay. I'll say this: will it be able to do damage as a fighter?
Well, I'm not gonna spoil it.
Okay,
So
okay,
it's
okay, okay, okay.
it's a
Yep,
tool.
yep,
It's a
yep.
very useful tool for the fighter.
Okay.
I can say that much.
I'm very excited because like that's gonna come back. So a lot of bosses, right? They've developed the technology or the understanding to where like, okay, I'm gonna put this minivan in front of this portal so they can't use it. I'm gonna block off this entranceway so they can't go in this house. Fighters are gonna be very excited about that. That is, they finally have a way to fight back against the super powered brain that is the boss with their unique tactics.
Yep.
That's awesome. Okay. So, this is a good segue now into our final segment here. Let's talk about roadmap/teasers. What's coming?
So first of all, there's a Halloween mod coming with a new map. So it's basically it's the same map, but it's decorated in a Halloween theme. Super cool visuals, and the whole event will be around like this Halloween thing. We have some skins, both for fighters and the bosses in this event. And then we're going to transition into economy test, which is coming really, really soon. There's also going to be some news next month about stadiums. I know everyone is excited about stadiums, and I think this is the most cryptic and anticipated thing at the same time in the whole game. So there's going to be more information about stadiums, and it's going to be way cooler than anyone can imagine. Obviously, there's going to be a few teasers, videos, so there's going to be a lot to show. That is our plan for the next couple of months. So we'll see how the economy test goes. We want to do this. We hopefully this is going to go really smooth because we prepared. We've been preparing for this for a long time, and I can add that the whole management of the economy is gonna be done on the separate website. So it's gonna be super easy for you if you want only engage in like the economic aspect of the game, so you can do this separately, like without launching the game sometimes because of the timers. But yeah, that's what's coming in the next couple of months.
That's fantastic, folks. You heard it here first, man. Awesome updates, great improvements, and beautiful things coming in the very near future. Now, I will say, just to put a date out there, not going to put it for the economy test or anything. That is coming extremely soon, guys. Like, I'm not going to say anything, but like, be ready for it. Patch notes. When is this patch potentially going live?
Patch is going live early next week.
Okay, fantastic. Early next week, folks. You heard it here first. All right. Well, that's going to wrap it up for Dev Diaries Volume 1. Big shout out to Vadim, our amazing, humble, and extremely creative CEO and founder of Pixword Games, the studio behind Boss Fighters. And as a head of community, Rain AK Rain Raps, I got one thing to say to y'all, man. If you're a boss, keep on bossing on. You're a fighter, keep on fighting. Until next time, we'll see y'all soon. Peace.